Yeah, you just chased an RC car. Lots of fun, huh? Hey everyone, just wanted to share a new toy I picked up. I think most of you know what this one is. This is the Freewing 80mm MiG-29. I just picked this up used, but in really great condition. So, as you guys know, buy and sell a lot of planes, and this one came up in my area. It was a price I couldn't refuse, so I thought I'd pick it up. Some of you, well, you may not know, but I personally prefer airplanes that are on the smaller side. Easier to transport, less money, less risk of wasting $5,000 if it crashes, that sort of thing. But I am definitely interested in flying anything I can get my hands on. I love the challenge, and I think this plane is going to be a really great one to check out. So when I saw it come up for sale, I thought, hey, let's do this. So here I go, have this. I'm going to give it a check over, look over everything, double check the manual, make sure it's all ready for its maiden flight tomorrow, and I'm going to walk you guys through that process. So let's do it. You ready, dog? You ready? Yeah. So this plane came with a Lemon gyro receiver pre-installed and a satellite, which is awesome. I love these. I use them in almost all my planes, although admittedly I've been having some issues with them recently. So, hey, Mochi, don't interrupt my video. What's your problem? What's your deal? Chill. So, hopefully this isn't an issue. The previous pilot, John VHRC, said he didn't have any issues. It's got the dual diversity antenna, and with the satellite, I shouldn't have any trouble. Hopefully it'll all be good. It does, like the F-14, it comes with 2 battery leads. One here. They're both really long. In fact, the irony is this one is longer than this one. This one's going to be for the front battery because it has the UBEC connected to it. This one's going to be for the rear battery because this plane also comes with an afterburner kit. I don't remember which model exactly it is. I think it's Guniac Fire Booties, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. So I build my own afterburners usually with brushed ESC and just a few bucks in parts. So this will be the first one I've owned that's an actual purchasable, ready-to-fly unit. So we'll see how it looks and handles compared to my ghetto DIY options. I looked at the manual. It said the center of gravity should be at 140 millimeters, which is right about here. If I have 2 6,000 HRB packs, one here pushed a little bit behind the brake, and the other sitting right about here, I'm able to balance it right in that area. Talking with the previous pilot, he said that that was a good spot. I do have his model file, which has the trims and everything else, so I'm going to check that. I'm a little concerned about that. That is neutral elevator, and that seems crazy high angle to me. But I am going to fly with his settings first, and hope it's right. I'll be ready with the trims and all that just in case. So we'll see how this handles. Something that's a bit of a no-duh or obvious thing is this plane is gigantic. I know it doesn't give you a good sense of scale, and I'm a really big guy, so even if I held it, it'll make it look smaller than it is. But here, let me take the nose cone off. And I'm going to hold this up to the Freewing F-14 I have standing on its nose here. And you'll see with the nose off, it's almost the same size. It is about the same size as the F-14. So let's do that, and you can get a size comparison of just how giant this thing is. I stand corrected. This sucker is bigger than the F-14, significantly bigger. Just look at that. And this is with the nose cone off. Both of them have the nose cone off, to be fair, but man, that's a big plane. And as you guys might be aware, the place I fly at is Snohomish Radio Aero Club, and it's a relatively small field. I think I'll be able to fly this here, but it's going to be an interesting adventure for sure. Let's check the CG. Freewing put a CG marker on the bottom of this wing. Right there. Don't know if you can see that in the video or not, but right here says CG. So I'm going to assume that's legit. I am going to check it online to verify. But if I put my fingers there and let go, it's a little tail heavy. Yep, little on the tail heavy side. So let's take that canopy off. Let's see. I can push this one forward a little bit, so I'm going to do that to give myself some more forward CG. This rear battery can't really move too much. It's kind of stuck where it is, so I'm going to leave it, but I am going to push this one forward. I'm going to push it as far forward as I can so that it's up against the canopy foam. See how that works. So, find the CG markers. There it is, and there it is. So, up again. Hold it. That's pretty good. It's not perfect, but using your fingers never is, but on a model this size, that's fine. I'm not too worried about it. So we have that in place. Let's check the gyro directions. So we'll grab it, and then, whoops. My rule is you always want the direction to move with the wing. So if this wing comes up, you want the control surface to move up. And it is. So the roll is correct. Think of it the same way when you're pitching. When the back of the plane comes up, so does the elevator. Probably can't see that too well, but it is. So the back of the elevator is moving. And then the same thing applies when you're doing the rudder test. So, don't know, you guys probably can't see it too well from there, but you'll take my word on it. It is. So, gyro directions are good. Control surface direction is good. I might bump up the gyro gain a little bit. It's a little on the low side, I feel, but it is good. The only other thing I'm worried about is the deflection, the control surface neutral positions. Everything looks good except these. The manual says neutral should be right here, right up against the line there. So these look like they're pretty excessive on the back pitch. They should be closer to that. So I'm going to do some research on RC groups, find out what people are flying. Maybe that's correct. I hope not, because that's a lot of deflection, but we shall see. So everything looks like it's ready to go. Let's put her on the ground and give her a throttle test and see what that afterburner looks like. One thing I forgot to show is the landing gear and the retracts and how those work. So they're down right now. I am going to flip the switch. Gear up. It takes about 4 to 5 seconds for it to actually initiate. And it takes about 15 seconds for the whole sequence to do its thing. And then if I flip the switch, pretty much instantly it does initiate the sequence for the downward motion. So there's the retract mechanism, pretty scale, obviously shock absorbing. There's the gear mechanism, or the gear door mechanism. Here's the main retract unit, or strut. Bad with words today. So let's pull the gear back up. Wait 15 seconds. All right, now let's get her back on the bench. Okay, I made the tweaks to the control surface deflection. So now it's pretty much right where the manual shows it should be. I noticed that the control horn for the servo was angled like this, so I corrected it so it's 90, which should give me equal throw both fore and aft. These seem like they're in a good spot. Not much deflection there. Really not much deflection in the rudder, just like Not anything that's going to be noticeable in flight, at least. Although, that doesn't look like it's totally aligned, but that looks like a manufacturing deal because it is aligned down here pretty good, so I'm not too worried about that. Anyway, I think everything's ready to go. Yeah, we should be ready for flight tomorrow. Should be interesting.